Rock 1039 The Bear. I am Tommy, hanging out with Chris from Heaven's Basement. And how are you?
How you doing, mate? Yeah, very good. Good to be here.
First time to America?
It's about the fourth or fifth time, but we've only done previous one-off shows here and there. We recorded our album Filthy Empire in America. We played a one-off show in October in LA, but this is the first time we've done an extensive tour of the States.
Well, now Heaven's Basement, you guys have pretty much been going at this for a little while. I mean, it's ironically with the title Fire Fire, there's been a few fires in the lineup changes. I was doing some research, I'm going, man, and it kind of happened kind of quickly, but things are working out for you. What led to the current lineup that we have here today?
Yeah, I mean, basically, the band originally started about 4 years ago, and like anything in life, some people only go so far, so it took a moment to kind of finalise the lineup. We met Rob in 2010, Aaron in 2011, and those were the final pieces of the puzzle really to make the band work. It's gone by really quick, 4 years goes by in no time, especially a band like us when we just gig all the time. From day one it was about touring everywhere we could. We'd turn up to places in England and build our own stage if we had to, out of tables and things like that. So we've always just kept really busy working, and like I said, the lineups kind of happen naturally over time. You meet the right people who you're meant to be in a band with. England's a very small place, so you soon get to know everyone.
Well, what I noticed was, even though you guys are going through the changes, things seem to be still working out. You were doing big rock, you were doing festivals, you were switching guys, sometimes day of a show. I mean, a lot of things came your way, but you kept going. In a short time, a lot's happened to you guys.
Yeah, we've always been the type of band that's like to take a risk and not been afraid to. You've kind of got to if you want to make an impact. And there was times when we'd go on tour with like a standing singer when we was looking for someone at the time. We played Sonosphere Festival in England, which is a big festival over there, as a three-piece band, because we wanted to do the show, we didn't want to pull it.
Right.
You got to do what you got to do, We're not going to go and we didn't want to go and lie under a rock and wait for things to happen. You got to kind of make it happen yourself.
Well, I commend you guys for hanging in there and keeping going. Now, you guys do a lot of festivals in the UK. You guys are lined up here now to do a lot of festivals. You guys pretty excited about touring here?
Really excited, yeah. It's good to see how the US festivals compare to the European ones. And so far we've done 3 of them, and they've all been amazing. Love the way you guys over here, you have the bands playing on different stages at different times, so you don't get bands clashing. That's awesome, and the crowds are so energetic and up for it. It's great to play in front of. It makes our job a whole lot easier, and obviously really enjoyable.
Now, some of the greatest bands of all time come from your neck of the woods.
Yes.
And when traveling outside your homeland, do you feel there's a little bit of pressure, Zeppelin, the Beatles, maybe people have heard of them, Black Sabbath, you have to feel like you have to live up to something? I mean, these guys have really paved a legacy. I mean, a lot of bands, some of the greatest bands of all time, and you're right from there. Do you feel any of that, or you just go out there and hammer it?
We're really proud to come from such a small country that's produced so many legendary bands throughout history. We're not really intimidated by it because there's a high bar set through history, whether it's Appetite for Destruction being a debut album that's one of the greatest ever by Guns N' Roses. When we recorded Filthy Empire, that was our bar. You've got to try and top what's already been done, and even if we don't reach that bar, you got to give it your best shot. So time will tell, but those bands, we strive to be one of those bands that stands the test of time and is still around in 30-40 years. Bands like Sabbath, unfortunately Led Zeppelin aren't going anymore, but there's so many great bands. But also US bands like Aerosmith, Alice in Chains, modern bands like Slipknot. We appreciate a whole lot of bands that stand the test of time and are still there doing it.
I'm glad to hear you're excited about other bands, because I noticed the most of the best bands are still fans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're just fans of music. Good songs are good songs, no matter what genre of music it is.
Now, I saw a recent secret session performance on your website, and there was an acoustic performance of Fire Fire, and it had a kind of a bluesy-based rock sound behind it because of the acoustic version. But I also noticed behind you there were all these fully mounted animals, giraffes, ostriches, bears. Where the hell were you guys?
Yeah, we was in London at the time and wanted somewhere interesting to do an acoustic show. So we found this place with all the dead animals, stuffed animals, and it was kind of freaky at first walking in and seeing birds everywhere, and I think they had a tiger and a penguin and all sorts of stuff. But it was interesting and it was fun for us to do a show in a different environment.
It was my first time ever seeing a stuffed zoo. When you're not rocking the world, you got a hobby or anything you do like when you're outside of it? I know you love music and it's a big part of your life, but what is that thing you go, maybe I'll go fishing, or maybe it's a sport or video games, who knows?
Actually, fishing is Aaron, our singer, that's one of his hobbies. But the band is like 99% of our year now, of our time, so I've got to be honest, there's not much going on. The last few days, actually, we picked up softball. Here in the States, we've got like a baseball bat and a softball, so we started playing that. There's always things we can do on the road to keep ourselves, interested whilst we're not gigging.
Hey, real quick, are you familiar with the show Beavis and Butthead?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
There's a rumor that Beavis is going to go after you for the trademark of Fire Fire.
Oh really? Well, tell me to bring it on. Yeah.
Just one question. I know Sid Glover's in the band. Is that a real name or is that a stage name? I kind of Sid Barrett, maybe Floyd, Roger Glover, Deep Purple.
It's kind of a nickname, but they're our names that have always been there. So yeah.
I'm just wondering, man. I'm just wondering. Well, Chris from Heaven's Basement, they got a great song out called Fire Fire. Check these guys out. We'll be taking care of them at the Bear, and maybe we'll get you to come play our festival sometime.
We'd love to, yeah. We'd love to come and play for you guys. So thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.